Here is a brief video that's just demonstrating some of the problems that can come with certain aspect patterns. So this particular case is dealing with yods. So if you don't know what a yod is an aspect pattern that creates a lot of tension. Now it's not going to play out on an everyday basis, but it will play out on occasion, and it very much deals with the choices you make in life. So if you make the wrong choice and it has to do with one of those planets involved in the Yah aspect pattern, then it could be quite catastrophic, as I'm about to show in this example about Lionel Richie. So a Yah is basically looks like a skinny triangle. I always say it looks like a ice cream cone, and it consists of two quincunxes and one sextile. So you could say the sextile is what makes the situation happen or brings the two people together. And then that focal point that's at the end of those two quincunxes that could deal with where things just blow up in your face. So, case in point, I always say that yods can be representative of love triangles. So if you ever have a love triangle, check and see if you have a yod in your chart, especially if it's the type of love triangle where you end up getting caught, where the truth comes out, because that's usually how yods work. So if you are the cheating type, I'll just say that, whatever floats your boat, and you have a yacht in your chart, you better be careful because there is a high chance you're going to get caught. So let's get started. So I'm going to start off by sharing this video by, what's her name? I subscribe to this channel, Real Reality Gossip. So you might subscribe to this channel too. She provides nice little tidbits on celebrity relationships and the real on them and all that stuff. So we're going to play this video, and then I'm going to share my screen and pull up Lionel Richie's chart and just show you some of the aspects that goes into play when it comes to his relationships, especially dealing with that yacht. Actually, I got to stop share because I got to make sure I'm sharing the audio, because last time I didn't share the audio. And again, thank you everybody for becoming a patron. And this room is filling up fast. So hopefully we'll have a nice gathering up in here very soon. Already we do have a nice little gathering. And hopefully, I'll see more people interacting. All right, so let me just share my screen, make sure I'm pulling up the audio. Okay.
Lionel Richie has been wowing audiences since his days in the Commodores. In the 80s, he embarked on a solo career and released songs like All Night Long and Truly. Known as one of the best-selling artists in the world, he also makes headlines for his often turbulent relationships, which have resulted in 2 marriages and 2 divorces. These days, the veteran singer has a much younger woman on his arm, but his journey to finding true love hasn't been easy. Don't forget, you can gain access to this audio and one unreleased super messy video per month on the RRG Patreon. Details are in the description box. Now, grab some popcorn and let's get into today's video. Lionel married his first wife, his college sweetheart, Brenda Harvey, in 1975. Unable to conceive a child of their own, they took in a little girl who was the daughter of a musician that toured with Lionel. They legally adopted her when she was 9, and she became known as Nicole Richie. Their lives were complete. However, Lionel's father's health began to decline, and he turned to Brenda, who was his rock. He told the Sun Sentinel, she ran everything that was not music.
She said he turned to Brenda, who was his rock. That points to him having that Aries moon conjoined to his Aries North node, having a wife who's his rock. There it is right there. Now, also, she couldn't have children. So that deals with the moon squaring Venus in Cancer. That could point to that. Also, that could point to a wife where there's some issue with her womb, or you could just say some issue with her ability to become a mother. And then also he had Venus square Neptune, and that could deal with disappointment in terms of a relationship, especially due to becoming parents. the wife becoming a mother. All right, and carry on.
Brenda became Lionel's greatest asset. While he played the role of the nice guy, Brenda was the one who would step up and protect Lionel during his business dealings. He said she doesn't
Hold
take
on, let me
any
stop.
from
Whoa,
anybody.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me stop. All right. So very protective. He has Venus in Cancer and Moon in Aries. Both of those can deal with where you got a pit bull for a wife. Like she could be sweet, but she tough at the same time. So yeah.
But things between them began to crumble. Lionel admitted in an interview with the Sun Sentinel that Brenda was tortured by his wandering eyes. While performing at the 1984
Venus
Summer
squared
Olympics, 35-year-old Lionel met 17-year-old Diane Alexander. She was there to dance during the closing ceremonies while Lionel was performing. According to court docs, Diane claims they began dating the same year they met, and Lionel began paying for her living expenses, bought her cars, and regularly spoiled her with expensive gifts. Diane even appeared in the music video for his 1986 song, Dancing on the Ceiling, but Diane was reportedly one of many women. Lionel said he took...
That's Venus square Neptune, one of many women. He's addicted to women, can't be faithful. See, a lot of secret rendezvous, secret affairs, secret relationships. But that can also be indicative of Moon in Aries, especially conjoined to that Aries North Node, because that Aries Moon is like he has an appetite for new women, to experience new women. He gets tired of the same old woman. So even if he has that new chick, once she becomes his wife, he'll probably want somebody new. Carry on.
countless vacations that didn't include his wife Brenda, would travel back home to Alabama without her, and would always use his dad as an excuse so he could spend time away from her. He added, "Even when I was physically home, I wasn't talking." When he was
All right, let me
diagnosed
stop
with
right there.
polyps on one of his...
Did you hear when she said, and he always used his dad as an excuse? So let me just share his chart right here real quick, because that is a big part of the yod. So the yod, if you just follow these green dotted lines, and then there's a blue dashed line between the sun, Uranus, and Saturn. That's the sextile. And then you have your quincunxes leading to Jupiter in Aquarius. So that's him traveling, him doing a lot of traveling because Jupiter is at the 0 degree of Aquarius. And then him, there's a quincunx between Jupiter and Saturn. That's pointing to him always using his dad as an excuse. Because the whole issue with the yacht is, because of those quincunxes, it's showing all the maneuvering you got to do to keep shit under wrap, to keep your affair a secret, to operate under the radar. But if you can see right here, he got Sun conjunct Uranus in Cancer. That's like his wife on him, like white on rice, like she's on to him. So let's just go back. But again, him using his father as an excuse, and because Saturn's in Virgo, it's like him saying, I gotta help my father out. So Saturn, quincunx Jupiter. Jupiter is dealing with the travel, all the trips. But that Jupiter in Aquarius is also dealing with a friend that he's going to see while he's traveling. And that's that woman, Diane. All right. Let's go back to the video.
His vocal cords, things got worse. His doctors told him he might never sing again, and he was terrified thinking he could lose his voice. Thankfully, after 3 surgeries, he was on the mend and was able to make a full recovery. However, things in his personal life went on a downward spiral. In 1986, he took a break from the industry. He lost a close friend from complications of AIDS. His father passed away in 1990, and Brenda once again became his rock. But it wasn't long before Lionel was back to his old ways. He admitted he was tempted by women, money, and travel. While on tour, he experienced many women and had multiple affairs. However, he refused to describe himself as being unfaithful. He said, "I call that growth. And I call that being very human.
I call
But in
that
the long run,
narcissist.
it was called straining your marriage. Lionel continued his affair with Diane, and in 1987, he and Brenda separated. Lionel filed for divorce in 1988, and that's when things really got crazy. According to People magazine, Brenda caught Lionel at Diane's Beverly Hills apartment at 2 in the morning, and all heck broke loose.
Oh.
Brenda reportedly kicked Lionel below the belt. He ran out of the apartment, hopped in his Porsche, and drove away into the night. With Lionel out of the way, Brenda directed her rage towards his mistress. She proceeded to beat the brakes off of Diane. And when the cops arrived, there was a trail of hair and broken glass on the floor. Brenda was reportedly seen kicking Diane on the kitchen floor, and it reportedly took 4 officers to pull Brenda away from the scene. Brenda was locked up, Lionel's good guy image was ruined, and his womanizing ways were put on blast. He told the Sun Sentinel he felt, quote, anger and total humiliation following the incident. And even though Diane went through a terrifying situation that night, he still refused to call her his girlfriend. He said, anybody that I was talking to that night would have been the glorified woman of the hour.
That's that dark sided Gemini shit. Okay, let's go back to his chart. And again, this is going to be brief because we're just going to go back and look at that yacht again. So, Lionel Richie, born June 20th, 1949. Somebody else has that birthday, don't they? Isn't that not June 20th, but July 20th? The dude I'm going to get into tonight. But that 20 is women. And it could deal with mother, parenthood, family. So all those themes come into play with Lionel Richie. Even the race thing with him adopting Nicole Richie. But about that yacht, see, that yacht is what resulted in that chick getting that beat down. Now, the beat down also can be seen through the moon in Aries, because if a man got an Aries moon, yeah, his wife might beat a bitch down if she catches him, and she might beat his ass too. That's why he was out, because he already know what she's about with that moon in Aries. So that moon in Aries squaring Venus in Cancer, that's like the wife kicking that other chick's ass. But back to the yacht. So he's a Gemini. Geminis can have problems being faithful, period. Conjoined to Uranus and Cancer, that's representing his wife. And again, that's representing his wife being almost like a dictator over him and like really watching over him and stuff. That's why he was always away from home probably a lot. He said that he wasn't even talking at home. So that's like her being on to him, probably looking at phone records and stuff like that. And then that quincunx Jupiter, that's representing that chick Diane, and also how he's traveling to go see her, blaming it on his father, and then next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. So that's the meaning of the yod. Basically, it's called the finger of God or the finger of fate, but it can deal with where all hell breaks loose. Like things will be going along really nice and well and things like that, and next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. Boom, everything falls apart. Or somebody gets their ass whooped, or some yachts can result in somebody being murdered. So I'm just saying, be careful of what you do if you got a yacht in your chart. Yachts can play out in other ways too. So I'll be providing some other examples via video to show you how else yachts can play out. So again, if you're the cheating type, if you're currently in a love triangle, check and see if you have a yacht or if the person that you're seeing has a yacht in their chart. Because if they do, there's a high chance y'all gonna get caught up. Y'all gonna get caught. Somebody gonna get their ass whooped, possibly. I'm just saying, be safe, be careful, and I'm out. If you like a reading, you could go to my website at rabina.com. Peace.